we are going to be creating a kids art book. So this is a great way for you to add your children's art into all in one book so that you can kind of snaggle some of those loose art pages that you have wandering around the house. This is great for spring cleaning. This is great for a fun activity for your kids to get involved in. And it's a great way to recap some of your school and homeschool activities all in one book. I know that there are a lot more art crafts and projects and things going on. So this is a great way to capture those memories without having art everywhere in your home. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop those in the comment section and we'll get those addressed in the Q&A portion of this tutorial. So yeah, I'm going to give you guys a few quick tips just to make this process a little bit easy for you. There's a quick step-by-step of how I do this. So the first step is to tell your child that you're making a photo book of all of their artwork. This helps them feel excited about all of their art being in a book, so they're not surprised if their artwork is archived or retired from the home, and it'll centralize all of them all in one place so that they can review them whenever they feel like it. There's also a fun way to get some variety with your photos. So you can take some photos of the artwork just flat on a table or on a fun texture. You can get fun with it and have your kids hold up the artwork, and you can take a picture of them with their drawing. You really do have a ton of options here in terms of the kind of photos you're taking of your kids' art. So once you've taken all of the photos, I'd recommend saving those photos all in one folder so that you have them all together. This will make it easy for you to import them all into the editor at one time, and so that you aren't trying to find art pieces in the middle of your creation process for Mixbook. Once you've taken all of the photos of the art, feel free to archive that artwork or recycle them quietly. And then you should be all ready and set to go for creating a Mixbook. So again, just want to give you a quick reminder, if you do have questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section and we'll answer them in the Q&A portion of the video. So as you can see, we are at mixbook.com. I'm going to go ahead and show you where you can navigate to find great kids books for adding their art in. We're going to hover over the photo books category and navigate down to kids, and that will take us to the kids section here. So we have a ton of options to choose from. There's a ton of different types and styles, and the one that we're going to work on today is the Cheerful Days Kids Yearbook by Oh Joy. So this was done in collaboration with Joy, and she's one of our great partners that we work with, and this is kind of what the book looks like. So to start the book, you're going to go ahead and click on this pink button here, and this will go ahead and launch you in the editor. And we can go ahead and get started. This is a great theme to showcase your kids' art. So the first thing you're going to see when you jump into the editor is this little pop-up about adding photos. I'm going to address this a little later on. So for now, you can go ahead and click the X in the top right corner to close that out. So this is what the editor looks like. We have our book canvas in the middle here. We have negative space that doesn't really do much. It just kind of gives you breathing room for when the book is open. On the left side, we have our panels available to you. We have our photos panel. We have our layouts panel. We have our backgrounds, our stickers, and our text panel. In the center, above the photo book, you're going to see a few buttons here. We have our add text feature, undo and redo, page tools, and your theme button as well. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started by adding in some photos. We're going to do this by making sure that we're selected on the Photos tab and then clicking on this blue button here that says Add Photos. To add your photos, you have two options. You can either add from desktop or you can add from your phone. When you click Add from Desktop, it'll give you a pop-up to navigate in your browser to add photos from your desktop. To add from your phone, you'll click on this. It'll give you a QR code that you can scan with your phone that'll navigate you to a website where you can go ahead and upload your photos into your project. For today, we're going to add from our desktop. So go ahead and click on Add from Desktop, and it'll navigate you to your browser. I already have a folder of my child, who we've named Michelle, and her art. And these are the photos that I'm going to go ahead and add in by clicking on all of them and hitting Open. So while those are uploading, let's go ahead and pick a spread that we're going to work in. We can do this by navigating to the bottom where there's a navigation here. and click until we find a spread that we like. I think this one looks good. Let's do this. So it is going to ask if you'd like to autofill your book. This is a fun and quick way to get your books all placed in, but since we're doing this as an activity with our kids, I'm going to go ahead and say no thanks. And that'll go ahead and close out that pop-up. So now that all of my photos have uploaded, you'll see that they've started to populate in the panel here. They're arranged by date, and you can kind of hide the ones that you've already used so you don't have any duplicates. So the first thing that we're going to do is add a photo into our mix book. So the way that we do this is by clicking on a photo and dragging it onto your spread. And that's it. If you want to move things around, you can go ahead and click on it again to select it, and you'll see this little panning tool right here in the middle. If you click on that, you can drag it left or right to kind of fill the space in any direction you would like. You also have the option to zoom in and zoom out of your photo. You can also make it a full page if you'd like. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it as a frame like this. And you can undo that by hitting the undo button at the top here as well. And let's go ahead and do that again. Let's fill the rest of the spread here. We'll go ahead and do this by, again, clicking on an image and dragging it and dropping it into the available photo slot. And so it's just as simple as that. Click and drag. And then if you want to span it, you can go ahead and click on it and drag it upwards or downwards, depending on how much space is hidden in the photo slot. You can also change the orientation of your photo by using the rotate option here, so you can rotate it in any direction you would like. You can also change the photo size by clicking on one of the center boxes and moving it up and down. And you can also do the same on the left and right. And then if you'd like to change the entire size, you can do that by selecting one of the corners. So I'm just going to spend some time just kind of changing some of these a little bit by clicking on the small little boxes and arranging them. I think I want this one to be a little bit shorter, and I'm going to hit the span a little bit, and I'm going to zoom out. And so you can really just take a moment to explore kind of the options that we have. Work around your kids' art. We really want to showcase it. You have all these options available for you. Once you've decided on the size that you'd like, you can go ahead and click on it, and we have an edit option here. So if you click on edit, you can see some of the different customization features that we offer. So we have borders and shadows and a couple other effects that you can play with. Some of our popular ones are the border and shadow, so I'm going to review those really quickly for you guys. So to click into it, you'll just click on border, and then you can play with the width. You can make it as thin or as thick as you'd like. So I'm going to make it a 6. Then I want to change the color of the border, and we do this by clicking on the down arrow right here. So we'll click on it, and I'll go ahead and open this color panel for us, and I'm going to pick the color red. And so this red color, I just think it complements the ladybug really well. Now that I've seen it in red, I think maybe I'll take the width down to 4, and then I'll hit done. And this will take me back to the base panel here. And so there's also the shadow option. So to click on that, you can click on the shadow option, and there are a variety of options here that you can choose from. So the standard is without a shadow, and then as you click, you can see the shadow get more and more directional. So we kind of have like a dispersed one, we have a directional one going downward, we have one kind of leaning to the right a little bit, and you can also change the color of these shadows as well. You can make it white, you can make it red, you can really pick any color that you'd like. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with white. I think it'll help make it look a little bouncier. And then I'm going to hit done. So that's about a brief overview of all of the options, or some of the options, I should say, for our photo tool. So now we're going to go ahead and jump into how to add a text box. So text features just make things a little bit more personal. And because this is an art book, I think it would be great to add like Michelle's name and how old she is, and maybe what month she designed this ladybug in. So to do so, we're going to go ahead and click at the top here where it says add text, and it'll kind of give us this floating text box that we can add in. I'm going to go ahead and click right here to select that this is where I want the text box to go. I'm going to select the bottom square and pull my text box up so that none of the text overlaps the photo. And then I'm going to click into it in order to type. And I'm just going to go ahead and put Michelle, age 4, and then 4/12 for the month and day that she created this, which would be 2020. And that's pretty much it. So now we want to customize this. Let's make this a little different. So to do that, we'll go ahead and click the text box once to select it, and we'll navigate over here to the right, the left-hand side, sorry, of our editor. And we have a couple of options here. You can bold the text when it's available. You can italicize it as well. You can also have different options of justifications. So you can do a left justification, which aligns everything to the left side of the text box. You can do a center justification, which aligns things to the center. You can do a right justification, which aligns everything to the right, or you can do a fill justification, which fills the entire square that you have available. So I am going to choose the center align option. You can also change the fonts as well. So we offer a large variety of different fonts for you guys. And to select them, you're going to go ahead and click on the down arrow here right next to the font name, and it'll go ahead and open up all of the different fonts that we have available. To see all the ones that we have, just hover over this text feature and scroll up on your mouse, or you can select this little panning tool and you can kind of go up and down and see whichever font you'd like. So let's see. What am I gonna pick? I think I'm gonna pick Futura in bold. And maybe, let's see. Yeah, I think I like it better in bold. I think it's easier to read. We can also change the text size here by either clicking into the box and typing in whichever font size you would like. So we could try 14 and then hit enter. Or if you prefer, you can click on the downward arrow and see some of the pre-selected font sizes that we have available for you. And so you can also click 16, but I think we're going to go with 14 for now. You can also change the color of your fonts by selecting this little area here and hitting the downward area or the downward arrow and selecting any of the options here. You can also use this little eyedropper tool and pick any color that is on your page. But since we're going with a red theme here, I'm going to go ahead and choose red. And yeah, that's the basics for the fonts. And so now we can actually put some effects on our text boxes. So in order to do that, we can either fill it or we can add a border around our text box. So to fill it, you just click on the fill and it'll give you the same color palette options available. I think I'm going to choose white just to get the polka dots out from underneath the text, make it a little bit easier to read. And yeah, so then I'm going to hit done and I'm going to go ahead and add a border, and I want to add a red border to match the border of the ladybug. And then I'm going to increase the width to 1. Yeah, we'll do 1. And then click out of it to select. So now you can deselect and kind of take a look at it. And if you're happy with it, then you're good to go. If you want to make some changes, you can. I think I'm going to turn the font back to black just to add a little bit of contrast so everything's not so red. I want to pull the side of the text box in just a little bit so it feels more like a little banner. And I'm also going to move it down to the bottom of my spread instead. So we'll go ahead and do that again for the other side. And so to do that, you can either add the text by the middle button here, or you can click on the blue button in your left text panel and add one as well. So you just click, it'll give you a little hover text box, and then you'll select it to kind of place it where you would like to. And then you'll click into it again to start typing. So I'm going to put in Michelle at age 5. And oh, actually, she can't be 5 if it's 2020. She'll be 4 still. Or maybe she had a birthday. Who knows? Yeah, we'll just do 5. Let's say her birthday was on March 20th. So we'll do age 5, and then we'll go ahead and put the date as 5/21. 2020. And then we'll kind of do the same thing. We'll select it, go ahead and make it a little bit smaller so that it looks like it's kind of matching similar to that. You can also change the font to something else if you'd like. So I think for this one, maybe we'll try a different font just to kind of check it out. We'll do that one. Let's make the font a little bit bigger so it's easier to read. And then I'm going to add a white fill as well to make it easier to see. We can add a border just so that it matches. And also make it red. And then we can go ahead and adjust. So that's the second text box, just to show you what it looks like with a different font and a different treatment style. Just for some variety, you can kind of click and put it wherever you would like. So that is our text box feature. So now that we've added a couple of captions here, I'm going to go ahead and add in some stickers. So to navigate to our stickers panel, we're going to go ahead and go to the stickers page here. And this will kind of show us all of the stickers that we have. We do have a couple of stickers already on the spread here. So that's going to be the shooting star, the hooray banner, and the awesome chat bubble. With the stickers here, you also have the option to rotate them. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller, you can kind of move them. You can also delete them by hitting remove if you decide that you don't like that one. To see what stickers are part of this theme, you click on the theme stickers here and hit the down arrow. And this will show you all of the different stickers that we have available for this particular theme. So these are all the ones that match. You can also search for a sticker. So say you want to add a crayon. You can do this by navigating to the top, clicking into the search panel and typing in the word crayon and hitting the little magnifying glass to find it. And this will populate some different crayons that we have available in the editor. So I am going to add the yellow crayon, and to add it into the editor, you're going to click on it and drag it onto your book. Then you'll click on it again to select it, and you can play with the scale, you can rotate it, and then you can go ahead and click and drag it to move it to wherever you would like to go. So I am going to put it, let's put it right here. And then I'm just going to rotate it a little bit. And I think that looks great. So with our stickers, it's easy to put them on top of photos or next to photos, or you can drag them across the spreads. You can make them as big or as small as you'd like. You really do have a ton of options here. So yeah. So let's go ahead and add another sticker in. So I'm going to go ahead and click X to clear these results here and navigate back to our theme stickers down here. And I want to add this little washi tape sticker right into the center of my ladybug picture. So to do this, I think it's a little big, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the corner and kind of drag it in to just make it a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to click and drag it to the center, which the editor is going to tell me that it's the center with this little yellow line. This tells you it's in the middle of the page. And I'm just going to go ahead and click it and drag it right there. So yeah, that's how you add stickers into your spread and into your book. Now that we've gone ahead and done that, we can go ahead and add in some backgrounds. So to navigate to the backgrounds panel, it's going to be right here on the left in the center. We'll go ahead and click on backgrounds, and this will open up the background panel. You can go ahead and click on this little section right here where it says theme backgrounds, and this will open up all the backgrounds that are already a part of this collection. So to change your background, it's just as simple as clicking on it. And it'll go ahead and you can kind of click around and see all the different ones that are a part of this collection and in this theme. And so I think I want something a little different. So let's go ahead and search to find a background. So to do this, we're going to navigate to the search backgrounds panel at the top center right here. I'm going to click into it, and I think let's do a polka dot background. Ladybugs have dots on them. So we'll go ahead and type in polka dot. We'll hit the search panel here, and then these are our search results. So I really like this one. I think this is very fun. I think this makes the ladybug look right at home. And so to select it, it was just as simple as clicking on it. So the thing about backgrounds is they don't really move. When you select them and they get dropped onto the page, that's kind of where they stay. And so now that I'm seeing this, I don't really want this sticker to be here anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it and then hit remove. I think I want my ladybug to kind of be the center. I'm going to go ahead and move this up a little bit. And this tells me that it's in the center of the page. And then I'll go ahead and move my sticker up accordingly just so that it's where it belongs. And then we'll just kind of adjust this up a little bit. Let's put this right here. And that's my spread. And those are backgrounds. So it's pretty simple. It's very easy to find the backgrounds that you're looking for just by typing in the search bar, and I think it looks perfect. So now that I have gone over what a spread looks like and how to kind of customize all the different features, let's go ahead and look at all of our pages. Let's look at the book as a whole. So to do this, you'll find the All Pages button right here, and you'll go ahead and click on that. So clicking on that opens an overview of the entire book. So because we only did one spread here, we only see one spread that has photos filled in it. But if you look at the rest of the pages, you'll kind of see where all the other photos get to go and how to fill them and customize them in. And you can do this with your kids too. You can kind of run through them and have them add in all of their photos. So the tip for this is if we decide that we want this ladybug spread to be later on in the book, we do this just as simply as clicking on the spread and dragging it to whatever page we want it to be. So say we want it to be the new page 8. We're just going to go ahead and drop it in right before page 10, and it'll go ahead and move. So now Ladybug isn't page 2 anymore, it's page 8. So this is great if you're looking at your book at the end and you're just like, oh, this just doesn't look the way I want it to, or this page isn't where I want it to be. You can move it just as easily as going to your page area and then dragging and dropping it to wherever you want it to go. So say you want to duplicate the same spread. Say you really love this layout and you just want to change the photos in it. To duplicate your spread, you're going to go ahead and click on it and then navigate to your Page Tools drop down right here in the center and hit Duplicate Page. This will give you the exact same copy of this page, and you can go ahead and change it to however you'd like. Now say you decided, maybe I don't actually like this. So then what you can do is you can go ahead and click on this spread, click on the drop down, and hit Delete. And that'll go ahead and remove it. If you want to add more blank pages to your book for you to customize it your own way, you can do this by hitting Page Tools and adding a blank page. This will give you a completely blank page with no backgrounds, no stickers, no photo slots, and it'll give you the ability for you to just kind of build it however you would like. You can also delete this page by doing it the same way. You would just hit delete as well. And that is all of our pages. So now we can navigate back to our work area, and this will bring you back to the editing portion of this. So say you're working on this book and you've talked about it with your friends and you've decided, like I want to share this creation process with Grandma. Maybe Grandma has some of Michelle's artwork and I want to give Grandma a chance to add in some of Michelle's artwork and be a part of this creation process. We can totally do that. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and navigate back to mixbook.com. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of the editor. It is saved. It shows me that it's saved here because it's all grayed out. And we'll go ahead and close out of it. We'll close this pop-up here, and we'll navigate back to the top, to My Projects. We'll click on My Projects, and this will navigate us back to where we've created our book. So then we'll go ahead and hit Collaborate, and this will bring us to this page here. And you'll see the preview of the book, and then you can go ahead and navigate to this Invite Others to the Project section. And you can go ahead and add another contact's email here. So say it's grandmajane@mail.com, and then you can add an optional note if you'd like, and you can hit Send Invite. So it's as easy as that. You can add them by email and add a comma and then add another email if you'd like. Just note that only one user can edit a project at a time. So if you're trying to get in it, you might get a notification that says Grandma Jane is currently editing this project, try again later. This is just to make sure that you don't lose any of your work and Grandma Jane doesn't lose any of her work either. So that's the majority of the tutorial for today. So now we're going to go ahead and open it up for a Q&A session. So I'm going to go ahead and look over at the comment section and see which questions to address first. So let's see, let's go ahead and take a look. Is there a way to make a picture an exact size, like exactly a 4x6? So there is a way that you can have it be the exact framing of the photo itself. So to do this, I'm going to go ahead and navigate back into my projects that we were just working in. I'm going to go ahead and hit editor to reopen the editor so I can go ahead and show you. So if you want it to be the exact layout of the photo, so say your photo is already a 4x6, you can do this by simply dragging your photo and dropping it not in a photo slot, and it'll give you the default shape of the photo. So as you can see, there's no panning option available because it's the exact size of your photo. So you can try cropping it outside of Mixbook before you enter it into the editor. Otherwise, you can kind of just like eye it, and it won't be exactly perfect. But if your photo is already a 4x6, it'll kind of tell you when you first drag and drop it. So there's that. And let's see. So do we have other art book style options? It looks like we gave you guys a link there for you can go ahead and browse those. I didn't know about the dropper today. Yeah, it's a fun little tool. You can also use it for text and any color options in the color panel. So it makes it fun because then you can have everything perfectly matching and complement everything in your page. So super exciting. Can you copy the first text box and paste so you don't have to select the fonts and borders again? You can, yes. So let me navigate back to that photo, or back to that spread, and I can show you how you can do that. So there's two ways to make everything match. So first you can select it and use your keyboard shortcut to do Command or Control C and V, and it'll kind of tell you when you first click on it. So you hit C and then Command V, and everything is the same. And then you can go ahead and click into it and change the text. You can also click here, and you can, when you're in the fill section, I think, or no, I think it's just the border section, you can apply all the borders to everything. So this is the apply to all option that you can do as well. So it doesn't do the font and the background, but it does do the borders. So those are all the same too. So let's see. Hi, Amna, can you show us how to move a single page? Yes, I can. So to do that, let's navigate back to the all page section here, and then we'll kind of see that this is where the overview is. So to move just a single page, not both of them, we're going to click on this little move page button here and turn it on. And you'll know that it's on when it's blue. So then say we actually do want Ladybug to be page 1. So to do this, we're going to click on it and we're going to drag it over to page 1. And what it'll do is it'll swap whatever page you're dragging it to and put it where Ladybug used to be. And so this kind of makes it easier if you want to just move specific pages instead of an entire spread. What does the publish button mean? So the publish button, that is what we found on the project page when we were in here, if I remember correctly. So the publish page just makes it so that your project is public on the web, and it means that everyone can kind of see it. So this, if you want to use a link instead of sending an invite, you can kind of make it public. So that's what the publish button does. So yeah, those are all of the questions that I see in the chat. So if you guys have any other questions, I'll give you guys a couple minutes for that. But I think that looks like it's about it. So I wanted to thank everyone. This was very exciting and very fun. Oh, looks like I just got another question in. It's asking if you can swap images, which you can. So to swap an image, we'll go ahead and navigate back here by clicking on work area. You can click on the photo and hit swap here. And then swap will go ahead, when you click on it, it'll say select a photo to swap with. So then we can go ahead and swap it to this section. And then when you hit the pan, sometimes it lags a little bit. You can go ahead and see that the photos have changed places. So yeah, I think that was our last question. So with that, I wanted to thank everyone again. If you guys loved this, let us know in the comments, let us know on our page. If you'd like to follow us on Instagram or Facebook, our hashtag is @mixbook. Parents, if you guys are interested in more of these, or you'd like a more detailed class on how to build books for adults or how to add your own photos, whether they be travel or family or year in review, we can go ahead and do that. So with that, go ahead and have a great night, everybody. This was really exciting, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.